Well, it's our first time doing a podcast together, and we are super excited to have you guys
There we go.
here for our journey
Yeah.
with Skin in the Game.
How you guys doing?
What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm Toro. You know what I mean? I'm sure y'all seen me before on other podcasts. But anyways, go ahead, Oscar.
Hey, I'm Oscar.
And my name is Yenny, but my Instagram is Crystal Goddess.
But y'all gotta make sure it's Yenny, not Jenny.
Yeah, with a Y, because I'm Cuban and they did not let my mom use a J because it's a communist country.
Are you serious?
Yes,
No.
it's a whole thing.
Why?
Because they were like, no, that's American, and here we speak Spanish, so you have to use a Y because in Spanish the J is like, like Jose, that kind of like sound. So they were like, Jennifer doesn't really like Hennifer, so it was this whole thing.
crazy.
It is crazy,
That's crazy.
but yeah, I own
Yeah.
that Y. I own that Y proudly.
I love it.
But yeah, so like, what's the whole? People are gonna want to hear what's the whole point of starting this. And but first of all, what's up with the name? You know what I mean? They're gonna be like,
Skin in the game. So
So Oscar can't answer that, John.
tell the
you
story.
Tell him,
So we were talking.
Mr. Ego.
Stop. So we were talking one day. We were talking on the phone, and we were talking about we were talking about starting the podcast, and I was having this conversation with him, and I was telling him, I was like, hey man, I'm the type of person that I like reciprocation. Like I give and take. I can't just give, and people just keep taking. I don't like that. You know what I mean? So if I'm doing this business with you, or I'm doing whatever I'm doing with you, I expect the same energy from you. And I was like,
what is that? That's having skin in the game.
well, then I was like, I was reading this book. It's called Skin in the Game, and then I was like, I was explaining what is skin in the game. So let's say, for example, you're starting a business, you invest, let's say $50,000. That's skin in the game. So now you're like, man, I put in this 50,000. I got skin in the game, and this is important to me. So the same thing, when I want to do anything with anyone, I want them to have skin in the game. So guess what? They're gonna see this as valuable. They're gonna respect it. They're gonna be on time. You know what I mean? So
Just because you're not on time doesn't mean you don't value the experience.
already with the shade, right?
Right.
You
So-
started it.
And then Jose was like, yes, skin in the game. Skin in the game
Skin in the
podcast.
Game
I was like,
podcast. It was like
It's
it was a
perfect.
no-brainer.
It's perfect. It really is.
What does skin in
Genius.
the game mean to you?
I think it's somebody who's invested, who's truly invested, and they'll do whatever it takes to get the result they want.
Yeah, same. I think having skin in the game is just like I'm all in or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't care. Like yo, I'm either gonna go broke or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
that's me right there.
yep.
Yep.
Like some people would say it's gung ho. Like fuck it, you're all in.
Yeah, but
Yep.
that's how you make change. If you're gung ho, if you're just sitting back, being safe, you're not gonna create change.
Yeah, high risk,
Absolutely.
high reward.
Absolutely. So that's that.
Yeah.
So all right, now I was like, okay, what are we gonna do? Remember, we were talking about what are we doing on the
Yeah.
first podcast? What are we gonna talk about? So first we talked about what we're doing. What's the name of the podcast? Um, now, what about this? Why? Because we were talking about podcasts. You're doing your other podcast
At Living
And-
the Mayhem.
at Living in Mayhem, absolutely. But then what made you for you? Because honestly, it was his idea. It was his idea. I said, I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. It was his idea. Let's do a podcast in person. You know what I mean? Because everything is in person. We got to go back to in person, right? Everything is in person. But what made you go that route? What made you say, I want to start a podcast? I want people to listen to my voice. I want people to, I want to share what I have. What made you do that from the beginning, if you don't mind me asking, sir?
Like a podcast like this.
No.
from
In
the
general,
beginning,
from
in
the
general.
get-go, yeah.
Well, I remember in general was when like the whole Corona joint was happening, and I was like, yo, like we gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta like make our voices heard or something.
That's
Mm.
awesome.
That's how
I
it
love
started.
it.
But check this out. In the beginning, like I got all the little production going on. In the beginning, I ain't had shit.
Yeah, but
I
that's
recorded
awesome that you
from a
bought
cell
everything.
phone. I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to audio, nothing. I didn't know how to upload anything to Spotify or Apple. Like I just Googled and I got obsessed. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
you
saying?
just like a
I
self-taught.
obsessed. Like even my wife was all mad at me. Not really mad, but like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm
she's like,
all the
"Hey."
conversation. Like yo, the kids. Da, 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 da. Like yo, did you know I just learned how to like clip audio? Like you know, and I'm starting. I had a computer that was just had viruses, had everything. That's where I was starting at.
That's
You know
crazy.
what I mean?
Yeah, but you kept persevering.
Yeah, I kept going, and then I started getting into like audio, like video, you know,
Yeah.
and stuff. It
Yeah,
just
I like your
progressed.
videos. They look fresh.
And honestly, I wanted to do an in-person podcast too, because I've been doing this whole like video stuff for the
Mhm.
longest. Where it's like I've done podcasts in person, and those are the best
Mhm.
ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And also,
Mhm.
you can't be like just because you got one podcast, you can do two podcasts.
Mhm.
Like, chill, check.
Yeah,
Fragrant
you have
2.
you're very multifaceted.
Yeah, like there's Fragrant 2 and Brilliant
Yeah.
Idiots. You know, that's two separate people. You know what I mean? Those are
Bro.
two podcasts. What?
Look what I just peeped.
Oh man, that's
You broke your screen?
terrible. No, that's
The back of it.
How?
I dropped it today, bro.
Oh,
Anyways,
damn.
whatever, man. It's all good.
Damn.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Sorry
Podcast-
to the
Good
strap.
podcast
Shatter.
listeners don't care about that.
Shatter.
Hey, as long as the front is, you know what I'm saying.
Damn.
Merchandise coming soon, guys, to replenish this phone.
So, but then
We're gonna have good phone covers.
as long as you know it doesn't freeze and stuff like that. But let me ask you this. But I remember when I met Eden after years, you know, when she started we were doing business for that moment. She told me this is way before. This is like 2019, bro. That's when she told me that you had a podcast. I thought it was way before the pandemic.
Yeah, it was like right before. It was during like
At the cusp.
November of like 2019.
I thought it was like summer.
Nah, it was
You
like
sure?
winter. Yeah.
I think it's awesome that like I would see people doing things and I'm like, oh, I really want to do that. But then some part of me would hold me back and be like, oh, I'm scared. So when I saw you at the march, what was that?
Oh yeah, the Freedom March.
No, the
March.
mandate thing
Yeah, the
against.
mandate freedoms or something.
Yeah, it was in January this year. And I was like, man, it's so awesome. Like, that's so cool. Like, you never know who you inspire, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Because
Like-
we didn't care. I did it. I did it on January 6th. I went over there and radio tape people and stuff. And
Yeah.
interviewed
So
them
it's
and-
good. Like, it's awesome. Just keep doing what you
Yeah.
feel like you should do.
And then
We gonna do interviews for this. Skin in the game. Like if we're having a podcast and we want like just the average person, like we want to ask some questions, we can
Yeah.
go out there one day. and, like,
Yeah.
yo, we can grow the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Synonymous with growth.
But
Yeah.
but it's funny that you mentioned that about the first one was, I don't know which one you saw him at, and then after that the second one, it was the against the mandates, right? The vaccine mandates, and that's when he brought you, and that's how we met.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then one thing that I love about this guy, like for real, is that he always challenges me, and I'm like, he's right. Let me stop being whack, man. He was like, "Come on, man. We're gonna interview people." I'm like,
Oh, and I just gave him
Remember?
the microphone. I was like, yo,
Yeah,
Ty, you
remember?
up?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude!" And then after that, that was like the first video that went kind of not viral, but it was like it hit like 10,000
Yeah.
views or something.
Yeah,
But for me, that's huge.
That's
You know what I
awesome.
mean?
Yeah.
Thing, yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh snap!" And then this guy always makes me feel uncomfortable, and I love that about him. And then because I don't, if I had an ego, I'll be like, "No, man, I'll get
Right,
mad."
right,
But
right.
no, I'm actually, you know what? You're right.
He does it.
Let's do that.
I'll do push-ups.
He always checks me. Yeah, he always checks me. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, like when we were at Battlefield.
I was like, really, bro? Like, that's gonna
Like,
look retarded.
What is that? What did you make
Not
him do?
retarded, but that's a bad word, but you probably shouldn't say it. But it's gonna look stupid. You know what I mean? I'm gonna feel stupid, and you probably gotta edit that part.
Uncomfortable.
We're not-
Uncomfortable.
We're not editing nothing.
I'm like, I'm gonna feel stupid, and then whatever. But then I was like, you know what, man? Who cares, bro? Who cares? Like, you see these girls on Instagram doing everything.
Bro,
Like,
you
I'm
see
like,
people selling farts, okay?
so
So who cares?
What?
Yes.
I never heard of that before.
You've never seen people selling farts?
No.
They fart in a jar and then they sell it on OnlyFans.
And then what do? They open it, they smell
Yeah, yes.
it. You're like, brrr.
Yes. They're like, oh, that was a good
Wow.
one.
That just reminded me when I play tennis. Like I love opening the can, and I'm like,
Oh yeah. They love opening that bottle too.
I was like, yo, that's wild.
I ain't gonna lie. I used to when I was a kid, I farted in a jar before.
No, that's funny. That's
Me
hilarious.
and my
Oh my
cousins,
God,
wow, yo,
that's too
shout out
funny.
on my cousins.
But now let's do this. A lot of you guys follow us, and we've been friends and stuff like that. But there's gonna be people that don't know. Who are we? Where do we come from? You know what I mean? Um,
The basics.
so why don't you? Let's start with Jose. Actually, let's start with the ladies first. Tell us a little bit about your background, where you come from. You mentioned Cuba. I was gonna say Cuba.
Bueno, yo soy cubana porque aquí hablamos español también.
También, sí, claro.
So I'm Cuban. I was born in Cuba, and I was so fortunate to come to this country. And I was here since I was like 4 or 5. Was raised in Miami, like every good Cuban,
Why did you even come here?
Yeah.
Well, my mom decided, let's go move to Virginia on Jenny's senior year.
Nah.
No.
Yes. And I was like, really? Like, I have a boyfriend I've been dating throughout the whole like entire high school and all this stuff. But it is what it is. It's like God works in mysterious ways. So then I came here, and I'm glad I came here because I feel like I don't know what my life would have been like in Miami. Like, that place is
Wow.
wild. So
You can definitely get sucked in
yeah,
different lifestyles.
right. So
Yeah,
know.
I know,
there's a lot of options out there.
I'm gonna go ahead and say what my boys just say. Like out Miami, all there is coke and hoes.
There's a lot of that. So yeah, I'm a mother of 3 kids. I have a interior design business. I have a construction business, and I just love making beautiful things. And I love to be silly. I love to do things to make the world a better place for all of us to be in and coexist.
And that's why you're here.
Yeah.
That's why you're here.
How about you?
What about me? All right, cool. So, yo también hablo español, so de vez en cuando vamos a hablar en español. Va a ser un podcast bilingüe.
Spanglish.
Spanglish. But so I'm from Paraguay. I came to the States in 2001. And the crazy thing is that, I grew up, I love movies, right? And I used to watch movies with my dad. And I was like 4 or 5, and I would watch like mob movies, like Scarface, like Goodfellas, The Godfather, and excuse me, coffee's making me. And we would watch these movies, right? And I would be like, man, that's a nice Cadillac. Man, these guys dress up sharp with the suits and the coats and everything. And I was like, man, I'm gonna go to the States one day, and then I'm gonna be a business owner. You know what I mean? I used to think that, and I always thought that, always thought that, because my godmother, she lives in Massachusetts, so she always go back, and I'm like, man, these toys are different, like M&Ms, and I'm like, we don't have this here, right? So then I had that mindset. I'm like, eventually I'm gonna go. So my parents got divorced when I was 12 years old, and my mom said, "Hey guys, do you guys want to go to the States?" I said, "I'm in. Let's go, right? Let's go." So we came to the States. It was tough, you know what I mean? Like it was tough coming in.
You ain't know no English, right?
No English, bro. Zero.
Oh, you was in ESL. Then.
Oh, I was in ESL. I was out in 2 years though.
Nah, we don't believe that.
I promise. I promise. 2 years. I was
Did
out.
you go to
Still got a
ESL?
little accent.
It's okay, man. That gives me a little sazon.
Little flavor,
That gives me
yeah.
a little sazon. You know what I mean?
Good.
So came to
Hold on,
States.
one more question. Were you the champ?
Yeah, of course. Come on, man. I was. I mean, we all were. We all were. You know what I'm saying?
That's the last time I ever.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good, right? So, it was tough going to school, getting acclimated with everything, fitting in. It's completely different. It's a different, lifestyle. Everything is completely different. Having lockers, like I went back 5 years after, and my friends are like, "So, do you have lockers over there?" I'm like, "Yes, we got lockers, bro. So you can wear
Like on
whatever you
TV?
want. Like, you can wear whatever clothes you want, shoes. Like, yes. So, because over there we got to wear a uniform.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, graduated out of college, high school, and then my mom was like, grab me by the ear and say, "Hey, you gotta go to college." I'm like, man, I don't want to go to college, man. That ain't for me. Dropped out, got introduced into the car business. Did that for about 10 years. Then I got introduced to the financial services industry, life insurance, retirement, just financial literacy in general. Been doing that for 3 years, and definitely got skin in the game in that industry. You know what I mean?
Good.
I've been through a lot of things in life. I've been up and down, but I always seem that we always, if you commit to things, you're always gonna succeed. You're always gonna get better, and you just gotta have skin in the game for real.
Yeah, no bullshit. Skin in the game.
Sorry, that was a little longer than you.
No, you good. You good.
Okay. Everybody got their own flavor.
So what's up? What we gonna talk about?
What about you?
Oh,
What-
we.
Nah,
I don't even like talking about myself, yo. But
It's
what
okay.
what can I say about
But
myself?
people
Your-
want to
your-
know
your
like,
story.
You know
My
what I
name
mean?
is Toro. Ex gang bang. It's like,
Okay. I
I
like that though, because it's a wide.
You got a little
spectrum.
sazon too, bro.
I got a little sazon. I ain't the
Yeah.
shit. That's for sure. It's like, I guess what I'm saying. I was born in Los Angeles, came to Virginia when I was like 5 years old. So I've been here my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Chirilawa represent. What's up? It's like,
Sea City.
yeah. So I grew up in Chirilawa for a minute in Alexandria, Virginia, and then I got into some trouble, got put away for some time, and then came out. I was like, I'm done getting in trouble. So, my dad always put that in my head though to own a business. Like I've never had you're not gonna believe me, but I've never had a job.
That's
Never,
good.
Ever,
Like that.
ever. Never had a W-2. I ain't never nothing.
God bless you, man. God bless you.
Always like my dad always used to be like, yo, come work for me and I'll cut you a percentage or whatever.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
he's
then,
smart.
You know what I mean? Like he just instilled that from day
That's
one.
good. That's good.
And sometimes I can't relate to people because some people don't understand that. You know what I'm
What do you
saying?
mean? Don't
Mhm.
understand what?
The masses, more like the 9-to-5ers.
Yeah, like the mass, like they don't understand. Like, yo, wouldn't you want to have like a W-2 401k and
Security.
have a security? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
I don't like using the word hate, but I hate
I
when
really
people say that.
dislike.
Like, I want security.
but there's no security in a 9 to 5, you know.
No.
And my dad always put that in my head, like, yo, you in America. Like I came here to the United States so you could be born. Because I was conceived, I guess, in Mexico, but they
Mhm.
made it a mission
To
for me to be
Deliver
born in
here.
the United States. Because they were like, my dad was like, yo, my kid is not gonna be born in Mexico.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Thank
I
you,
love
Daddy.
Mexico though.
Thank you.
But yeah, he did you good. He did you
Yeah, he ain't do me dirty, you know what I'm saying?
good.
I ain't got daddy issues. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I like to goof around a lot. I'm a shit talker, you know.
That's why we
I
get
think
along.
we all are.
That's why
I'm
we get
serious
along.
when I
You
gotta
will
be
soon find
serious.
out.
I'm serious when I gotta be serious.
Right.
I talk shit all day.
Yep. Yep.
That's just me.
One
It's
thing
okay.
about
You can-
us
you can
is
even talk a little
can't
shit
take
when
it
you're
personal.
serious, bro, just to lighten up the mood a
Yeah.
little.
You have
Very
to
late.
like include the sarcasm and everything.
Yeah.
That's how I like doing it.
Yep.
Like you just gotta roll with it. Keep dancing with it.
Yeah, for sure. But like, I'm sure people want to know, like, yo, like, what are we gonna talk about? Like, what is the whole, like, what is this podcast about?
Well, for me, I have always wanted to show the world my perspective. Just like as a personal thing, because I feel like it's just one of those things that I feel like people need to hear my views, the way I my perspective on things. So that's part of what we're going to do, including their unique perspectives. And then we're just gonna take it far into the community as much as we can, because I really want to see some real change happening.
And the beautiful thing is that we spoke about this. We're like, we're gonna need somebody else. We need like another perspective. And I forgot if it was you or me that said, we need a woman. You know what I mean? We need a woman's perspective, but at the same
Take credit
time,
for that.
yeah, but they gotta think differently. You know what I mean? They can't just agree with
Yeah,
us. It has
yeah.
to be someone that is gonna be, have their own views, their own
It's
perspective.
impossible for a woman to like agree with everything we have to say regardless.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're like the opposite.
Depends.
sex.
Depends. You know what I mean? Depends. But
yeah, for the most part.
but let's
Yeah.
keep it real though. Let's keep it real in this podcast. You know, whenever we're gonna talk about things.
I forgot one thing.
What?
We forgot to state our pronouns.
Oh hell no!
Come on.
Get outta here with
you
this
ever
shit.
seen it was on Instagram, and it was like this guy, like this couple that moved to Texas, and the guy showed up with his Texas, you know, his hat, his boots, and then he had his gun, his firearm on him, and then he goes knock on the door, and they're like a couple from Cali, and they were like, I'm recording.
I think I see that.
And the guy was like, the lady was like, my pronoun is she and her, and the guy was like, and mine is he and him. And then they asked the dude, like, what's your pronoun? And they were like, he was like, I don't believe in that.
I feel
was
like
dying.
I've seen that. I feel
That'd
like
be
I've
me,
seen
yeah.
that.
I was
Yeah,
like,
that'd be me,
he has a
Chelsea.
gun. It's like, it's okay. We're in Texas. We all have this. It was hilarious. No pronouns here. We know what we are. You can see.
I think it's obvious.
What
But
do you?
I'm a she.
You're a she.
I'm a
okay.
woman. I was born a woman, and I will stay that way.
Biological. You gotta be like, I'm biological.
Biological cis woman.
Stop.
Sis.
Stop.
Yeah,
that
what is that,
nonsense.
sis?
I
don't
have no
understand.
idea.
Okay, me either.
Stop
We'll
that
find
non-
out.
Stop the nonsense. Stop the nonsense, bro. Not even as a joke. You know what I mean?
What's your pronoun?
Huh,
He, him, right?
bro?
Just say he, him.
I'm not saying that.
You're a he, him.
Actually,
not
my
saying that.
pronouns is awesome goddess.
Crystal goddess.
My pronoun is fat ass. It's like, nah, but yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, what are y'all opinionating all that, like, stuff that's going on? Like, they trying to force that down our throats.
I'll go first. So,
We all looked at you.
you
had no choice.
I guess I'll go first. I mean, this is one thing that I remember. One of my mentors, his name is Matt Zapala. He says, I remember when was it? When Trump lost. You know, a lot of people were upset. A lot of people were happy, right? And he said one thing that's like really stuck to me. It's been like what, 2 years now. He says it doesn't matter who's in the White House if you don't worry what's happening in your house. Focus what's happening in your house. Don't worry about what's happening over there. You know what I mean? If you have a solid foundation of your values and principles, anything that's happened out there, it doesn't really matter. And I feel like I was talking to one of my business partners, and I was like, the most important thing about everything is communication. Communication. Communication with your kids, communication with your spouse, communications with your friends. It's just communicating. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if I feel like if we are worrying about what's happening in our house and how we are raising our family together, it doesn't matter what's happening over there. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you better make a lot of money if you don't want to be part of that, because then you gotta, you know what I mean?
Acquiesce.
Yeah, that was a good political answer right there. You make a good politician, bro.
Stop, bro. You're making me red.
Making me blush. He said,
Red, bro.
Yo, we talking about relationships on here too, and
We're talking about everything.
Yes, are we allowed to
I
have
think
guests?
so,
Of
yeah,
course,
why not?
of course.
Like
everything.
in
We're gonna be
person,
in
right?
different
Everything in
locations.
person.
Yep.
Okay, guys.
Unless you live in like Florida.
Oh, hold on. Didn't you say, by the way, we gotta get this on a reel? We gotta get this on a reel. Didn't you say that we're gonna do like, you know, like a little party?
Yes,
So-
we're gonna do like a little like mixer where people come and have some drinks. We have like our backdrop, and we're just gonna like, you know, a little fun like social gathering to liven things up, because why not?
Okay, and like
Rooftop.
we're gonna be recording,
Yeah, the whole
and
thing.
then people can just come and
Record the whole thing, and then we do a reel or a few reels with that to like promo the podcast.
Yeah.
And then I think we need to do a giveaway too.
Okay.
Oh.
I can give away some.
No, but I feel like they gotta follow us. The first 100, whoever is the 100 follower, we should give them a gift.
Sure.
100,
100.
or you want to do more than that?
500.
Yeah, 500. Get us to
At least.
Get us to 500, and we're all throwing down on like $100 Amazon gift card or something.
There
We
you
can
go.
figure
There you
something.
go.
We can figure out something.
Because that's the easiest.
Yeah,
thing.
that's a good one.
That's the easiest thing you can send to
We don't,
somebody
like-
that's a viewer in California or whatever.
Oh,
Then when we get
okay.
to like 1,000 or 2, we can do like a PSP or something.
Nah,
I
that's
get
a little
it.
too much. I'm like,
You
that's a
can't
little.
think like that. You have to think big. You can't.
That's a
think
little
small.
too much. Out of 1,000,
Is it a
It's $1,000.
maybe
$1,000?
100,000
Oh.
followers.
Okay, yeah.
Scared
You know what
money
I'm
don't
saying?
make money.
Not a. I believe in skin in the game. Like there's give and take. You know what I'm saying? A
Yeah.
PSP.
Oh, she called you out.
We'll figure out what a good number is.
Skin in the game. You
You don't see the vision. What's up, bro? We're trying to go long term.
Out of 1,000 though? No, you
No,
said
maybe.
100.
I said like no.
Oh, no, you said 1,000.
You said.
We'll see. We'll see. It's okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about. We're gonna have Andrew Tate saying.
Yeah, yo, that'd be sick.
We're gonna talk about him. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
As a woman, how do you feel about that
Boom.
dude?
Well,
I have never had a
I
woman's
want to
perspective.
say, I want to say that I need to look at more footage of the things he said, but for the most part, the things I have heard about him, it seems that he's on par with the male-female roles and ideals of what each should do. For example, the
For a
man
traditional.
for a traditional union.
Yeah,
So the man should go out and provide and work and this, and the woman should be the caretaker and the nurturer and those kinds of things. And maybe he'll say like maybe a woman doesn't speak out of place or those kinds of things and stuff like that. But that falls into your own personal preference for how you want to run your household, I believe. But I feel like the overall views, they're in a good place. They're not like fuck all these hoes and women are disposable and
yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
True.
I think he's on the right path. He's now doing the Islam thing, so I feel like
Yeah, you think he did that?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. When the episode comes that it's time to talk about him for real, I will have done my research.
Okay.
Solid.
Andrew Tate's his hero over there.
Nah,
A lot of dudes, a lot of dudes trying to make
I mean,
it big. That's his.
The
that's
thing
their
is this,
hero.
man. At the end of the day, they're trying to be masculine us. I don't know if that's the correct word, but they're trying to make us soft. Man. They're trying to make us soft. They're trying like we can no longer have an opinion. We can no longer, show a little bit of,
Masculinity.
because then you're toxic. You're a toxic. You have toxic masculinity.
I fell into
But
that trap though.
But that's where they catch you, right? Like if you oblige, then you are part of the weakness.
You know what I mean?
If you
did.
fight back and you still flex,
Yeah.
then do your
I
thing.
I did like a long time ago. Like, I guess when I got out of prison, I was like this big, like okay, like you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like macho man, like because
Right.
in there is
It's like a jungle. The strongest.
Not really. Like I was in some spots that were really laid back for the last 2 years. It was really laid back, but you always on like
alert mode.
not alert. I wouldn't say alert because there was like paradise in there, but I ain't even trying to say like that. But it's true. It is not that bad. But I was just like like mean mug, all that, macho man stuff. Mind you, I was like 22 years old. I was young.
Yeah.
But then when I started like to be like, damn, I have kids. Like I just have kids. I just had a 1-year-old and a newborn, and I'm like, damn, I got girls. Like maybe I should start changing a little, and I did, right? But I fell into that beta mentality.
Mm-hmm.
I fell into the garbage where like, yo, you have to, pretty
Be
much
hard.
be a pushover. No, be a pushover because I was going from extra masculine to like, okay, maybe I need to tone it down, but
too
you
soft.
toned it too down.
Yeah. Like
You know what
don't
I'm
say
saying?
anything. But
Yeah.
like the woman really does need you to say something when she's out of place.
Yeah.
Like woman. And it's okay. For real though, it's like kids. Like they crave discipline.
Yeah.
Even though they seem like they don't need it, but kids are like wild. But really, when you say, hey, from this time to this time, it's time for bed. From this time to this time, you can play. They like that. They like structure. They crave it without outright saying it. They really do crave it.
Yeah. You think women crave that too?
Yes. If
I
a
never
man
even
is
thought about
too
it.
easygoing, if I can walk all over him, then it's like, ugh, it's boring. But if he can put me in my place
You're
in a
checked.
respectful
But I
way,
feel like that's what most women want is like this beta weak.
no, they
dude that's
don't,
not gonna
bro.
say
A lot
shit.
of women are brainwashed to think that they need to be the same as men. I used to think that too, and like, oh, it's a competition. It's not a competition. You have your lane. I have my lane. Let me be feminine. Let me be beautiful. Let me make the house a beautiful place. You go do your thing. And whenever I get to a point where I'm just like intolerable, maybe you need to grab me real quick and kiss me. You know what I'm
But then
saying?
what if I do that and then she be like,
Have you ever done it yet though?
nah.
Okay,
I'll
try it
go
out.
home and be like, come
Try
here,
it out.
Come here, girl.
Yeah, she's gonna be like, oh my god, oh my god, baby number 5.
nah, chill.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it's like animals. Look at animals when they are in that animalistic interaction. They like bite each other. They do this. They do that because it's like an arousal thing.
Because we are animals at the end of the day, whether
Oh,
you
we
like it
are.
or not.
We sure are.
Eres un animal.
Animal.
Gata fiera.
But yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot to talk about.
Man, I feel like this is gonna be an awesome journey. I feel like it's gonna be we have a bright future.
Stop trying to look for the right words. Just
No,
say it.
I'm just because I'm imagining. Like earlier, you guys thought that I was having my ego.
He was in the beach with the sun. With
No,
with
No, I was just like imagining. I was like, when somebody says something, and then it's something for the future, I think about it. You know, I'm imagining what the way it would sound like. I'm like, you know what? You're right. So what? I was just visualizing.
Yeah, I was just visualizing. Is this a 420 friendly podcast?
Yes.
Okay, can we go
Can,
somewhere?
do you have some right now?
Not right now. I mean, yes, but not like
Not ready to go.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, ready to go, but not like right
Well,
now.
you
right
guys
now.
are more than welcome to. I'm okay.
But
Like
I
a
don't think
smoke
in-
shop. We can go to a smoke shop. You said cigar shop.
Oh,
one
yeah.
day.
Oh yeah.
Like like let's take this
Let's
location
have fun.
everywhere.
Let's have fun.
Yeah,
Right.
let's.
We're fun people.
We could be a
If
mobile,
you-
As
mobile
individuals,
podcast.
If
we're
you
fun
want us
people.
to interview you and you have a mansion, by all means, we'll go to your mansion.
If you have a really cool business you want to showcase, please.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If
We
you
wanna
have a nonprofit that is
Absolutely.
going to give back to the
Yeah.
community,
remember we did say we want to have a lot of, we want to promote more free enterprise, you know what I mean, more entrepreneurship. So we want to have entrepreneurs as guests, and we want to hear your story. We want to hear like what's your, the purpose of your business, what's your long-term goal,
What's
you know
your
what I mean?
vision?
What's your vision for long-term,
And how you can
know what I'm saying?
motivate everyone else that watches this.
So, going now that we're talking about this, let me ask you guys, what is your, long-term goal? Where do you see yourself? Like what do you want to do when you are in your, 50s, 60s? Like, how do you guys want to bring value to the country, to the world, to your communities, to
that's different questions. Where do you want to be, or how do you want to bring
Me?
value? I want to be at the beach. Okay.
Okay.
I'm being honest.
I mean, that's by default. That's gonna happen.
Miami Beach.
No, probably in like Europe.
But
Take me far away from the United States.
hey, don't talk about our country like that.
USA.
So, for example, let me give you guys an example. This is where I see myself. When I talk to my mentors, and when they talk to us, I said a lot of people they just want to make 200, 300,000, 500,000, and they're good. You know what I mean? My family's good. I'm good. But that's actually, when you think about it, would you agree that's a little selfish?
I think it's like short-sighted.
What about your future generations? You know what I mean? What about not just you personally, but how are you planning to impact as a whole?
Yeah.
What I think is, and this is like, I never thought about this until I started getting mentorship from, Chris Hart, Matt Zapala, listening to Patrick. It's like, I want to be able to start schools, you know what I mean? Start schools and have schools for entrepreneurs, because a lot of us, we feel like we want our kids to be raised in a certain environment. One, two, we want our kids to learn certain things. Like, I don't want my kids to just learn what they're teaching them in school. I don't remember anything. But imagine they would have taught me how to communicate, how to make sales, learning about money, learning important history, real history. You know what I mean?
How to network.
How to network, how to make
Social
friends.
skills.
That's what I'm saying. Communication, not just these things. Like, imagine you're able to pay for the school, and then your kids can you choose what your kids are gonna study. What do you want your kids to learn? You and your kids can pick what they want to learn. Do you want your kids to learn about Christianity? Great. Do you want your kids to learn about Buddhism? Great. Do you want your kids to learn about the Quran? Great.
Yeah, so a future with more variety
Absolutely.
at like on the everyday.
And also just open up the minds of these children because they're the future. If you're just putting them in a line in a box, I was watching this video today, and this guy said, if you notice, every school, every hospital, and colleges, what do they look like?
Prisons.
They all look like prisons.
Mhm.
Why? Why is it like that? Why are these kids?
Institutionalism.
Because they're not looking to make their life a brighter life. They're
Why are
just
these
trying to
kids
get the
stuck
money
They
in
wanna-
out
a
of them.
in
because
a room?
They want to institutionalize you. I learned that while I was in prison. A lot of these older cats that keep going back to prison, like I swear to you, I was locked up with a dude that's been locked up all his life, and he was like 75 years old, and 5 years here, 7 years here, 10 years here, 20 years.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And those type of people get institutionalized. So when they're in the free world, they don't
They don't know what to
they don't
do.
know how to act.
It's like they're
Because
kids
they need-
and they need,
You need to tell you what to do. Like, you like somebody to tell you when to eat, when to sleep.
but that's how
It's the
this
same thing.
like,
They're trying to institutionalize our children.
So that's why, imagine, hey, by the way, in the summertime, you guys can study outside, or we can have like a sunroom type of situation. You know, that's plants and and sunlight, and you know what I mean, stuff like that. Different.
But I think to go off of that, parents can do that now. They just need to take control and not just be like, "Oh, my kids are supposed to go to school. My kids are supposed to do this." Like, wake up. Look at your children. Are your children happy? Are they communicating more? Are they cognitive for the age that they're at? Do you need to take back control? Like, that's the problem with everything, that we're like in this matrix of like, do this, do that, pay bills, and that, and then our kids are getting lost in the sauce, and we're thinking we're trying to be the best parents because we're providing, but we're not even there for our kids.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for real. No bullshit. I be telling my kids all the time, like, just trying to like talk to them like adults, trying to let them understand what reality is,
Mhm,
instead of
mhm.
hiding them from what the actual truth is.
Mm-hmm.
But back to, like I was saying, like, the schools are indoctrinating our kids, but at least, like what you said, you can at least choose what you want your kids to be indoctrinated with,
Right.
instead of the government choosing what to, what I mean?
Yeah.
But that costs money.
Yo, but we went off subject. There was a question you asked.
Yeah. So my thing was like, what's your long term, like what value do you want to bring to the world, to the communities, to the country,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
your
yeah.
state? So that's what I said. One of mine is being, having schools like that. You know what I mean?
I
And
agree.
let's say, for example,
Okay. Kind of. Oh, okay. Like a charter school.
yeah, absolutely. And then we're all associated. Obviously, we're gonna have a
I'm gonna
network.
teach all y'all 5-year-olds how to sell life insurance.
Like we have a network of pretty like high level individuals, and let's say, for example, a parent reach out to us and say, hey, you know what, I really love what you guys are doing, I can't afford it, so you know what, guess what, we got the money, so we can help people like that. If there are parents out there that says, hey, I want my kids to go there, all right, cool.
All expenses paid too.
And
You know
I
what I
think
mean?
that's the future, honestly. I feel that that's what we're gonna see more things popping up, smaller schools that are
Yeah.
niche, because more and more people are becoming more aware of all the needs that need to be met. And the government school system is never going to cut it because you already know what that system
what
is
it's
built
like,
off of.
yeah.
So I think more and more as time progresses, people are evolving and creating more options for all of us and for the future.
So going back to that, that's one of the things that I want to do. Another things like I consider myself, I'm not religious, but I believe in Christ. I believe in God, and I'm a firm believer that because of faith and obviously what I've been in life, what I've been through in life, without faith made me so much better, me personally. So I want to be involved a lot more in churches. You know what I mean? I want like I go to my church. I felt like I felt like I was taking, just going in there, getting value from the pastor, making me helping me think, you know what I mean? Not telling me what to think, but helping me think, right? And then I was like, man, now I'm serving in a church. I love that. You know what I mean? I want to get more involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's
the
another
usher.
thing.
That's what they call, right? The usher.
I'm still learning, bro.
Where you sit people and stuff.
Oh, okay. No,
They
we don't
have a
have
door.
names like that. We have we have different teams. So I work at the I help at the greeters team. So when you come in, I'm like, hey, welcome.
Yo, you always agree there everywhere, even at work.
Hey, man, I don't know. That's
It's just good talking to people.
yeah. Just say hello, give them good vibes, welcome. You know what I mean? That's another thing too. And then Chris Hart always talks about this. I want to be able to have more influence into the community, influencing people to get closer to God. You know what I mean? Also, I want to help out internationally too. There's a lot of kids. Same thing over there. No one's teaching them how to talk to people. No one's teaching them how to tie a tie. No one's teaching them how did I learn how to tie a tie on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like those things are important. How to shake hands, talking, looking at people in the eyes when you're having a conversation. Who's teaching us that?
How to dress to an interview. How to dress.
Who?
It's true.
Nobody. Little things like that. And we can start doing things like that. I was looking into it. I think I spoke to you about it. Being able to do that here in our public schools.
Imagine my fault to cut you out, but imagine if some kids were very passionate about podcasting. And like
Geography.
you have, podcasts there at the school, stuff like that they won't learn.
Of course.
Of course. How we can do a nonprofit.
But imagine somehow we can, let's say especially for kids that are in trouble in their detention. Instead of just being quiet there, like telling them, like you say, being institutionalized. Because I used to go to detention after school, you know what I mean? Or in school suspension. And just be quiet there, like do your homework or whatever. Like that's stupid, man. Instead of having conversations, you know what I mean? Building relationships, like teaching them things like that. Yeah. Imagine how much value we would bring if we're able to do stuff like that. Because sometimes these kids, all they want is somebody to listen to them. Of course. All they want is somebody to just be like, know what? I care about you.
The reason why they're somebody in detention to look up to. Is because they're not being paid attention.
For sure. Me for real, what I want to do, like if I was, where I see myself in 50 years, I'll probably be dead by 50.
No, this guy.
I'll be 83. I'll probably be.
Hey man, how's the weight loss going? Because we still got to finish that situation. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. How's that going? That ain't going so well. Come on, bro. Focus. Focus. What we're gonna do is we're gonna weigh him today. We're all gonna weigh each other.
Oh gosh, I don't know how much I weigh.
We're gonna find out before we leave, and then we're gonna keep track. Okay. So this is gonna be everything positive. All right. Good. We're gonna talk a little shit here and there.
I like accountability. Accountability.
Accountability is everything in community. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we're gonna get better. He's like, damn.
Nah, dude, I gotta get that jump before surgery.
You know what I mean? You gotta. So let's do that. This is you know what I mean. We're gonna challenge each other. You know what I mean. We're gonna get better. We're gonna talk about everything. From business to jobs to relationships to kids. I don't have kids yet, but maybe soon.
Got one or two out there.
Nah, probably. chill. But but we're gonna hold each other accountable, man. Let's grow.
Yeah. But before you really cut me off. So,
you do that all the time, so we're good.
But yeah, I like doing school drives.
Oh yeah,
You know,
you guys did it when I wasn't here, man.
that wasn't. It was scheduled.
You know what? I'm done.
It was what is
I'm
it?
outta here.
Conflict schedule or whatever.
Conflict of interest.
Nah,
No.
scheduling.
So school
conflicts.
drives is basically getting supplies before school starts. for
Yeah, and
kids.
just going to the hood and just handing them out. That's what I do.
That's cool. I've seen you on
Set up a
Instagram with
tent,
that.
That's legit.
Hmm
and that's it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure, like, with more money, more, whatever.
And they can help us too. You guys
Yeah.
can help us.
Dude, she yawning. She bored already.
Dang. You want some coffee? Un cafecito
Where the
cubano.
Henny
I
at?
think I want to join.
Where the Henny
un
at?
cafecito cubano.
And then you put that in the
Yo, no
edit.
bullshit. We can go smoke a blunt, record it. And,
This
you know what I'm
guy.
saying?
Let's do it,
We'll
let's
make
do
some
it.
content.
You guys.
He's like, fuck.
I'm like, come on, man.
You know, he's like zero drugs,
I
zero
know, I know.
alcohol.
He's very
Zero.
strong-minded. I will
Yeah.
say that.
I bet, bro. You don't know what I used to do back in the day.
No, bro. I'm just
Speaking
saying
of
you're on your stuff.
challenging
You don't want my
That's
mom to hear
good.
this.
You'd be like,
Yeah,
Scarface,
she's like, what? Okay, chill. Chill.
mijo, pero y eso.
You guys are too much, bro.
Yeah,
Let's change the conversation.
I'm gonna put
Look,
Scarface with
No,
the table.
finally, like I got red. All right, let's chill.
Yeah. He don't indulge. He don't indulge.
Not anymore.
Yeah. But speaking of challenging, he challenged me before, and when I lost a lot of weight, I stopped drinking. I stopped smoking weed. I legit went 100% clean,
Uh-huh.
and I lost a shitload of
And you
weight.
felt good?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah.
Physically, I felt good. Mentally, I'm like, I need a joint.
But I feel like, okay, so when it comes to that stuff, I feel like if something's like getting in your way from starting a new goal, then maybe give it a break, right?
I do it all the time.
But
Yeah.
if I also feel that you're human, enjoy life within reason, with moderation, and if you've been doing good and you want to enjoy like a nice J this weekend,
Yeah.
do it.
What I like to do is, I gotta get everything I gotta do out the way, done, and then
And then you get your
Yeah,
reward.
yeah.
Yeah. There's something on the
I'm like a
brain about
puppy.
that. Like
Yeah.
you have to you can't get the reward before you do all the work, because then your brain gets trained not to really do work. It kind of like, I just want a J now instead of
about-
like finishing what I have to
what
do.
about-
what about not smoking at all?
What about this perspective? What about this perspective? What about, bro? I've been there. I know how that is. I used to
We're
have my
looking
vape
at
pen.
him like,
I used to have my vape pen and do it all day long, nonstop.
tell me.
But at the same time, it's like, all right, so you're given something so much power that's gonna make you feel better.
It's true. It's true.
So how does that make you feel?
That makes
that
me-
something.
What makes you feel better?
What makes me feel better? Working out. Like when I'm lazy, because I get lazy.
Your ego.
No, not my ego.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
By the way, how do you
Maybe
like that
you
book?
need to
My ego,
maybe you
egos
need to
and-
stop
It's good,
feeding
I
into
like
your
it.
ego.
Bro, like what? Give me an example.
Like
You're not-
earlier today.
no, I was just thinking. I was like, you're right. But anyways,
No,
Don't
I
try to
will say
divert.
that. I
Don't try
will
to
say
divert.
that Oscar is not egotistical.
Oh, come on,
very
you ruin all the
easygoing.
fun.
bro, you tell me,
I'm
hey,
over here.
do this. And I'm like,
he worked up.
I'm
I'm not egotistical.
Oscar wants to be the headliner, guys.
no. But remember, you're like, hey, we should do this. And I'm
Who's
like,
the host and who's the co-host?
no,
Who's
this-
the lead singer here?
no.
You're Justin Timberlake, my
Stop.
guy. Okay.
Stop. Didn't the other guy just died? Like one of the,
Yes, Aaron Carter.
yeah, that was like his number 2,
The
right?
No, that's from a different group.
Oh, see, I don't even know this.
Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, I was more like,
yeah.
Slipknot and like,
Nah, I was into like Spice Girls, Backstreet Boys.
I was more like a little hardcore.
Yeah.
You were like a rocker?
Yeah. When
When
I was like from like 11 to like 12, 13. I love to this day. Sometimes I'm just like,
I could tell because he like that party music.
yeah. So we should play some right now. Just kidding.
I like that kind of music
So,
too.
no, I'm saying if I was egotistical, bro, you'll be like, yo, get on that thing and let's make this video. Because by the way, guys, he's the one that helps me out. He does awesome with editing. So if you need some editing for your videos. He's the man. He'll hook you up. He's not that expensive, and
yeah, it's gonna look good.
Yeah.
$30 for 20-second video.
Man,
$50.
Don't tell him that. Don't tell him that. Don't tell him that. That's on the side. You know what I'm saying? On the side. But anyway, here's the thing. If I was egotistical and you tell me to do these things, I'll be like, nah, bro, I'm not doing that because it's gonna make me look some type of way. I think about it, but then I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it.
You the one that told me, let me sit there, bro. Let me sit there, bro, because I don't like the way I look on this show.
So, but going back, you guys keep trying to divert what I was saying.
All right, what are you trying to say?
So what I'm saying is that how does it make you guys feel that some chemical or some liquid has the power to make you feel better?
I think that ultimately our mind will let us know when we're ready to not consume it. That's not what I'm saying. Now, well, our mind is the driver of everything. So for now, it's like, okay, like for example, when I do it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go drive. I want to feel extra fun while I do it, so I'm just gonna do it. But do I do it because I'm like, oh my god, I'm so stressed. This person is stressing me out. Let me go. No, I don't. I just like maximizing on fun.
Okay, so you use it more for
like just enjoying. Like if I gotta vacuum the whole house, I'm gonna do it high.
True. What about you?
I just like smoking all day, every day.
Why?
I started smoking again because my foot hurt.
We had this conversation
for pain management.
Okay, so after your situation, you're done.
That situation, like,
and then we're gonna get in the gym. We're gonna get in shape.
I'm already in the gym, bro. I'm already in the gym.
You are?
What my name is? No, I'm not. But
the iron, that's where he goes.
Nah, see, check this out. That my doctor was trying to prescribe me some like Vicodins and all that. And I told her straight up, I was like, yo, you're either gonna make me into a drug dealer or a drug addict. I'm good.
No.
I don't smoke weed or something to alleviate the pain or whatever. Yes, at first I started off with like, okay, when my foot hurt every other day, and then it just turned into like
a habit.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm back to my rolling the J while I take a shower.
I'd much rather roll a J than take Percocet or Vicodin.
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely.
When I had my C-section, they gave me oxytocin or Percocet or something.
That's oxycodone.
Yeah, whatever. See, I don't even. And you know, C-section is like, and they tied my tubes at the same time, and that was very painful. I was like, I do not want that.
Hurt?
Because they just cut you open.
Whoa! No, I mean like.
Whoa!
Yeah, no joke. So I was like, I took it one day and I got this like horrible headache. I was like, I'd rather deal with the pain than get this headache. And then I just rolled a J.
Bro, you guys want to hear a crucial story?
No, not really.
All right. Nah, this is funny. It has to do with oxys and stuff like that. So I was 21. I used to get ripped. You guys remember Fur nightclub?
Yeah.
Bro, I was at Fur. I was at Fur, and we were deep. Like we used to go out deep, like 20 people. You know what I mean? I got lit, like lit, and I kept like I'm the type of person that I don't like staying in one place. I like to move around, like meet people, talk to girls. So I would do that, and then my boys would be like, "Bro, this guy disappearing again. He's talking to somebody, and he's gone, and then he's talking to somebody else." They were just like, "Man, let him be." I disappeared for hours. Then the club ended. They're like, "Where the heck is Oscar? Where's Oscar?" So my boy so they divided like in different groups, and they were looking for me. And then my friend and my other friend's girlfriend, they were walking outside, and they just see like a crowd. And I used to wear wallabies. That was like my thing. I used to wear not a lot of people wear wallabies. Wallabies they're like Biggie Smalls always talks about them in their songs. They're like kind of like moccasin shoes, and they're rubber bottoms. They're made out of kangaroo skin.
We're from the Hispanic hood.
Yeah. Yeah. So
he's been dressing fancy all his life. You see?
Nah, not really. So they were like, "Those are Oscar shoes. Nobody wears those shoes."
Bro, so they knew.
They found me.
Conducted an investigation.
They found me laid out. There was like a group of people around me. They found me laid up. They call the police were there. They call the ambulance. I get up. My nose was bleeding. My ear was bleeding, bro. So, anyways, I go home. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, my jaw hurts. Wake up. My jaw hurts. And then my mom is like, what happened to your face? You got in a fight again. I was like, I'll be fine. I try to eat. I couldn't. 2 days went by. Monday, same thing. I couldn't eat. Tuesday, my mom said, we're going to the hospital. Went to the hospital. I had a broken jaw. Broken nose.
What?
They sent me from the Alexandria Hospital to DC because I needed a surgery ASAP. They gave me like some oxys. I was in so much pain, bro. I was like taking them. I was like, man, these are pretty, like, I don't feel nothing, right? Then I go to
trick.
Nah, bro. I go get my jaw like fixed, whatever. I wake up, bro. My face was like that because they were like beating it because they were putting it back into place. I got like titanium here. So I'm there and they were like, okay, if you have pain, like we're gonna give you this right now. If you have pain, just press the button. Guess what they gave me? Guess what they gave me? Morphine.
Yeah.
So I'm there like, oh,
morphine. You get it?
I was like,
You're gonna feed more for
yeah,
it?
bro, chill out. Check
Morphine.
this out. So I'm there. I was like, oh my God, please, because this is so painful, bro. So they put it into the tube, and obviously I had like
The IV.
the IV. They put it into the tube, and I just feel like this warmth just start taking over my body, and it was just like so relaxing. And I was like, this is great, bro. Every 30 minutes, I'm like, I'm in pain. And then after that, I was like, yo, I gotta chill out. But yeah,
I
man.
heard that button's fake though.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that drip button. I heard it's fake.
No. I called them. No, this is just me
No.
calling them for them to come and give me some more.
Oh, okay.
No, that's not the drip. It's not the drip.
Because I remember they had Maria on the drip, and then she said she kept pressing that John, but then she heard down the line that drip shit is kind of like just an illusion.
Like a
Placebo?
fake.
It's a
They
placebo.
drip it automatically, like
It's already dripping.
Yeah, placebo John. Yeah.
It's
It's
like,
already dripping at its
to make you
John.
think.
Yeah,
You know what I
like
mean?
whatever.
So yeah, man. That stuff is no joke, man.
Yeah.
That stuff is no
That's
joke.
not for me.
It's no
Yeah.
joke. Look what happened now.
Not
Look
my
what's
cup of
happening.
tea.
You know
Not
what I
my
mean?
cup of tea.
Started
me?
with perks and started with oxys, perks, now fentanyl.
Fentanyl, yeah. We had a lot of friends die off of that shit.
Bro,
already.
it's a problem.
They're just trying to kill off people.
It's a problem, dude.
It really is.
It's a problem.
Like what oxys do, they said those weren't addictive. It turned out to be very addictive.
Bro.
And I was watching this documentary where your doctor actually gets paid a commissions off the shit they prescribe you.
Of course.
They're just like
So,
drug
like,
pushers, but with a
bruh,
tie.
Yeah, they get their little cut. It's kind of like if I go cop off the plug and then you cop off me, then
Of course.
you know what I'm saying.
And the
Of
thing is
course.
that, like, even in medical school, they don't do a like very extensive like nutritional education, which is nutrients are our fuel, so that makes sense to learn that so you can treat the body. But all they learn is medications and other things, and so that's what we get. We get like take this, take that, take this, and they make their money off of it.
True.
But it doesn't really help anybody.
No. That's why I'd rather smoke my weed. There goes your answer.
So
Rightfully so.
how long are we doing this?
That was what I was saying. Like I
It
think
feels
we
like
would
now is like
keep it
ending.
at an hour is like the most perfect, like
Yeah.
intakeable,
Mm-hmm.
But
So-
yeah,
Maybe
so
an hour
y'all
now.
want to go ahead and give y'all last words in before we wrap it up?
Sure. I don't have any less words right now.
I just want to say that I'm super excited to be doing this with you guys.
Aw.
I
No,
am
for real.
too, though.
For real, this is I'm very excited. I think you guys we're a perfect three. You know what I mean? To do this, everything happens for a reason, and I'm looking forward to see if we can impact people. You know what I mean? See if we can our stories and other people's stories that we're gonna talk to, and we're gonna get as guests. I want to help people. You know what I mean? I just know for sure that if my mom came here with 2 kids, no English, no papers, and she was able to accomplish all the things that she's doing, and thanks to that, she's given us the platform, the opportunity to do what we're gonna do, and what we're doing and what's the future is super bright. So
Mhm.
there's so many people out there that need to hear this. You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
We need to stop.
We're gonna abolish stereotypes here.
Man, that's
and
nonsense.
BS that they're trying to push out there as truth. Like, stupid example, Latinx. Come on, nobody fucking wants to be called that. Okay, Latino or Latina. That's it.
That's it. But yeah, hey, I agree 100%. Look, man, we're gonna catch you on the next one. We're gonna have topics. You know,
We're
This was
gonna
just-
keep it good.
yeah. This
is the warm-up.
This was just This is just the warm up. That's what we're gonna call. We should title all our episodes.
Yeah.
We should call this the pregame.
The warm up.
Pregame. How you
Welcome to
doing?
the warm up.
Why?
Warm up or pregame,
Warm up, because we don't even have any alcohol.
right?
You don't need alcohol.
If it's called pregame, people are gonna associate that with drinking, because that's what people do.
Well, not everybody though. We're different.
She got a point.
Do you want to be like everybody else?
No, but the masses, which is what we're trying.
His ego that he's gonna lose this one to warm up.
Fine, the warm
Glad
up.
you're here.
The warm up. The warm up. The warm up. The warm up.
Calentico.
The warm up.
All right, man. Good night, y'all.
Have a good one, everybody. See you next time.
See you next time.
Goodbye.